hello if anyone's here. I don't think they are. What is that? I'm leaning this. I don't know why you can see that. Right, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. There's no one here anyway, so... Oh, no, there is. Hey, Emily. Hi. Do I look as faded and weird to you on your screen as I look on my screen? I don't know what that is. It looks sort of like a filter, but like kind of an old school filter or something. I don't know. Do I look a little unusual? I am on my phone. Just looks a bit cloudy. Yeah, maybe I need to clean the thing. Hang on, hold up. I've been having issues. Well, that's better, isn't it? Homemade filter, just a bit of dirt and grime. It still looks a bit strange. I've been having issues, which is why I didn't start streaming. I set it for 10 o'clock. And we have a few people here. Hey, we've got Ultimate Prime, we've got John. Hey, John. Oh, we've got a few. Joanna, my problem is my phone is leaning very precariously against something. So every time I touch the screen to try and read your comments, I'll push it over. So it's a quick look. So yeah, we've got Joanna's here as well. Ultimate Prime. Okay, so yeah, thank you everyone for coming along. I don't know how I'm going to resolve this precarious issue, but this is my booking.com room. I feel like I look like a ghost, a little bit ghostly. Yeah, don't sneeze or move. I'll try not to. Yeah, it's the screen. As long as I can keep up with the screen, don't talk too quickly. As long as I can keep up with the screen, I don't need to keep touching it to see the live stream comments. Yeah, so this is my Florence apartment from booking.com. Joanna says, love Italy, men, culture and chocolate. Well, I've definitely had at least 2 of those in abundance. And yeah, what's the word? Spoiler alert, it's not men. It's not men, but I replaced men with pizza. Hairy chests, says John. Do all Italian men have hairy chests? Anyone know? Let me know. So I have a little drink. I've had a couple of drinks, not many, I'm not drunk. A little vodka and coke here. I bought some Italian vodka. It was less than €7, so I was really nervous that it was going to be a bit shit. Kegelvich, it's not actually Italian vodka, it's imported Poland, it says, but it's 6 times distilled. It's not that bad actually, so I am not complaining about that. And yeah, I had 1 beer earlier with my pizza and I actually had a bad pizza. Posh body, not posh, definitely not posh. Tracy says, hi Claire, love visiting Florence and Pisa. Didn't get into Santa Maria Novella shop though. Oh, I did. I popped in yesterday because it's open till 8 PM. Even on a Sunday, I couldn't believe that. Everything seems closed, or most things seemed closed. Oh, not everything in Florence actually. Everything in Pisa was closed. A lot of places in Florence were closed yesterday. But on Google Maps, bad pizza, yes, I'll come back to the bad pizza, Ultimate Prime. Google Maps said that Santa Maria Novella shop was open, and I thought I'd just, because it's not far from here at all, it's less than 5 minutes away, I think. So I thought I'll go and have a check it out kind of thing before I have my dinner, and I did. And it was really good, really nice. I tried a few scents. Hey JC, good to see you. I tried a few different scents from there on my skin. I mentioned it on Instagram. I had Lyris on this hand, so the iris one from their new Giardini collection. And that was a kind of green herbal take on iris. It's nice, but it wasn't me because it didn't have any added sweetness. But what I found with the 3 fragrances I put on my skin, I had the Rosa one, so the old Rosa, there's a new Novella Rosa Novella. I smelt that from the jar, I didn't really like that. But the new Rosa, the old Rosa I had here, and that was my favourite because I had a bit of sweetness. It was a little bit like Turkish Delight mixed with potpourri and maybe even rose incense. A touch geranium-like, which some of you know I'm not a fan of geranium. Geranium seems to just be in everything with rose, which really pisses me off. But I think it's because rose is so heavily restricted. If you want to be IFRA compliant, you actually want your fragrance to smell of rose, you've got to put some geranium in there. Although there are fake, there's synthetic roses, so perhaps you could do that. JC says, hang on, let's try not to tip this over. Good to see you, keep up the great work. I love your channel. You're doing some more perfume compare videos. Yes, I'm sure I will. Thank you, JC. John says, I'll be sending you a very nice Italian indie niche one soon, Claire. I think you'll absolutely love it. Oh, intriguing. Very intriguing. So yeah, the Santa Maria Novella fragrances, I definitely enjoyed the ones I tried. The Magnolia was really interesting because I didn't like it so much to start with. It's quite green. I don't know what the notes are. Definitely not just a soliflor for sure. But the Magnolia went really nice on my skin in the end. Once the greenness went away, I quite enjoyed that one. And all 3 from Santa Maria Novella had a lot of development and really changed on my skin. So I will be going back there. They have what do you call it? They've got this light, what's it called? A show, not a show, but you can walk into part of the building and there's a light show kind of thing going on. I didn't check that out last night, so I will be going back to check that out. John says Magnolia can be a bit of a struggle. Yeah, I don't mind. Magnolia can be a little bit A sharp, B soapy, 3 not that sweet. So it's not my favourite flower, but in the mix sometimes it can be lovely. So it really depends. It can be a bit chaste, if you know what I mean. I don't know if that's what do you get from Magnolia, John? It can be a bit cool and austere almost. But I mean, I'm not aware that I've ever smelt real Magnolia, so I don't know what they smell like. I've probably seen them, but I might have smelt them and not known what they were, if you know what I mean. Let's go back to the bad pizza. So I kind of skipped lunch. I had a little bit of breakfast actually here at the apartment. I just had a croissant that's got custard in it. Sounds better than it is. It's in those pre-packaged. There was 6, and they're not really croissants. They're not flaky. They're like long life sweet bread things with a bit of custard in them. Nice enough if you're desperate, but honestly I wouldn't buy them again. But I had one of those, some yogurt and some grapes because I felt like getting fruit yesterday because I haven't really been eating very well for quite a long time actually. Let me just go to your comment. John says Magnolias were very 80s. I find them a bit soapy and cold in fragrance. So, okay, that's good. It's good. We agree on that, John. So yes, ate something here with my coffee, with my 2 coffees. Actually had a bit of a late morning. Slept till nearly 9:30. I don't know what that was all about because I didn't really go out that late. I did drink quite a lot of wine the night before. Last night I did drink quite a lot of wine. I went out for dinner and the restaurant I wanted to go to didn't open till 7, and I went out at 6 thinking that I planned to go somewhere that wasn't open. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'm just going to have to work up an appetite with a couple of glasses of wine. And I actually found this lovely little bar that had outside seating with sort of like fire thing going on, and it was quite cozy. There was only a few tables in this area, and I thought, oh, this is a perfect place. And I ended up with a couple of glasses of Prosecco, and it was really nice. And I don't normally drink wine and Prosecco and stuff like that. Very, very rarely. I'd say last night I drank the most wine I probably drank if you combine every bit of wine I drank all year up until that point. So not that it was massive amounts, but still. Yes, solo holiday, yes sir, solo e mio, or something like that. Oh, sole mio. Tracy says, in the garden when the magnolias are in bloom by the rose after rain, that combination is so fresh and lovely together. Oh, I bet, because you can have that lovely petrichor earthiness as well. Yes, so I had 2 glasses of Prosecco, and then I went to this amazing restaurant which was recommended by the people that run this apartment, and they've only recommended about 4 restaurants in this book, and I needed to have not pizza because it's always pizza. It's always been pizza. So I needed to find not pizza, and this particular restaurant is apparently very good for steak. So I went to the restaurant when it was open, and I ordered half a litre of wine. And so that's the amount, that's it. That's all the wine I had last night. But I think it's quite a lot for me. My problem is my alcohol allergies come back. In the last few weeks, it's come back with a vengeance, and it is every bit of alcohol I have, I get really, really red, really rosy, like a little gnome. It's embarrassing, and I was like that last night, but I've been like it every night. Even beer does it to me, although it's a slower effect, I guess, because it's weaker with the alcohol. But yeah, so I was like a little gnome, and had this amazing, the lady recommended I have half a kilo of beef. But she said, I was like, what? I can't have that much. And she said, no, it's bone as well. So it's a beef, I can't remember, beef. But it's like I guess like a T-bone steak, so very marbled and aged and all this stuff. So it was a very posh meal compared to my usual pizza and a beer kind of thing. And then I got her to recommend my dessert. I was like, I don't know which one to get. There was 3 things. I was like, that one, or that one. So I said, which one should I get? And she was like, you have to have this one. And that, you could tell she really meant it. And it was this amazing hazelnut thing. Some sort of like hazelnut cream thing, a bit like a creme caramel or something. I don't know if it had been like fired at, with a sauce over the top, and honestly it was outstanding. It was really, really good. I guess this stream is going to mostly be about food. No, it was not blue and mooing. I asked for it well done, and it was still a bit bloody, but I dealt with it. I like my meat well done. So yeah, I'm a bit pathetic when it comes to meat. I like to make sure it's 100% dead. Sorry to my vegan and vegetarian friends. Right, and if I miss anything, just repeat yourselves, because every time I touch the phone I'm liable to send it flying. So I do apologise if I miss your comments. I haven't done a lot of lives lately, I know that. It's really nice to do. Whenever I do them, I always think, why don't I do this more often? So yeah, that was let's go back to the bad pizza then. So yeah, went out today. I'd eaten that sort of late breakfasty brunch type thing, and then it was getting on. I started getting hangry. I think I was getting peckish around 2 p.m. and then I was starting to get hangry about 3 p.m. I found this perfumery. It's like a beauty and perfume shop, and you had to walk downstairs to the perfumes, and they had some interesting brands and some basic and some designer, you know. And this woman followed me down, the sales assistant, and she just stared at me like the whole time. And I'm obviously feeling a bit hangry. I didn't do anything. Part of me wanted to slam the bottle that I was sniffing back on the shelf and just walk out, but I got a grip, and then I thought, like, you know what, fuck it. If you want to stand there and stare at me, then I'm just going to smell everything in your shop for the next half an hour. So that's what I did. And honestly, I'm sure they just have a policy that that downstairs area must be supervised if there's a customer down there. But I felt like she thought I was a thief, and it was a horrible feeling. And yeah, heart goes out to people that get treated like that all the time, because it's really unpleasant. She was just like staring at me. It was really awful. But I get it. I get it. I mean, it probably could have been quite easy. I had a bag with me as well. She probably thought, oh, I could easily throw like something in the bag. I don't know. But yeah, it wasn't very nice, but I still spent half an hour sniffing stuff down there. And then of course, by this point, I'm really hungry. So I decided to start heading back towards home, and then just going somewhere that I felt like going in for food. And then I went past this place. It's right by this sort of opposite Santa Maria Novella train station, and there was a couple of people there. There was a few people there, because you always go, if I'm not gonna, sometimes I just go on TripAdvisor. In fact, quite often I go on TripAdvisor for pretty much any restaurant I go in, which is a bit sad. But I decided I was trying to preserve my phone, because you need your phone to navigate, and I didn't bring an extra power pack thing for it. So I was trying to be careful, because I don't want to get caught short and then have to try and find my way back without my phone. So anyway, I thought I'm just gonna, there's a few people here, pizza's not too overpriced, so it depends where you go. Like, I had a really good pizza for €6 in Pisa, but over where I was in like a busier area of near Ponte Vecchio, that sort of area, was double the price, but this was $9.50. I know it doesn't really matter, does it? But pizza was $9.50, and the beer was €8 or €9. So yeah, it's a bit pricey here. And so I thought, yeah, I sat there, ordered a pizza and a beer. The pizza was like the smallest pizza I've ever had in Italy. It's the sort of thing you might get in Iceland. For one, you know, when you buy a pizza for one, it's like, and the base was a little bit thicker than I feel it should have been, and just a bit doughier. You know, I like a really light base, really soft, you know. Doesn't matter if it's overcooked, a little bit crispy or a little bit burnt. I quite like that as well. But when it's like a bit too thick, it's just not great. So it was mediocre. It was edible, it was fine, but it was mediocre. I'd say it's the worst pizza I've ever had in Italy. So I won't be going back there, but that was dinner, and I feel sad about that. But I did have an amazing dinner last night, so, you know, so it can't complain. So what do you want next? Do you want me to talk about perfume, or start showing you some chocolates that I bought? I have a feeling, I think I know which one's going to win, but do let me know. Also, let me know what you are wearing at the moment, what you are eating, if you have a snack, what you are drinking, if you have a drink. John, it could have been tourist pizza, yeah. I think you might be right there. It could have. I don't think it came out the freezer. The sauce was nice on it, but it was just the base. And the base is, well, I mean, it's all important. It is such a simple thing. It's just get the base right, get the sauce right, get the cheese right, and that's it. It's perfection, isn't it? This was, yeah, the base wasn't good. Well, chocolate, of course, says John. And white imperial, sorry, white imperial it's a beast. That's, hang on, white imperial, that's the one that gets likened to Aventus, isn't it? It's been a long time since I tried that, but I do remember Mr. Smelly having that one, and it's obnoxiously loud. Let me just wipe this. I feel like this is steaming up or something. Excuse me. Okay, I think Joanna says chocolates. Says chocolates. So, okay, we'll start with one not so, oh, excuse me, not so exciting that I've broken into. So let me show you the packet first. So this is, some of you may have already seen this one. I've never seen this. I've seen this brand, Lindor, of course, but I've never seen a pistachio option in the UK. So this one I bought yesterday. So yeah, it's got a pistachio cream in it, and I've already broken it into it, so I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So it's very sweet. It's typical Lindor chocolate, you know, it's very sweet and creamy, and then it has this lovely pistachio in it. I'm just going to have a tiny bit because there are so many chocolates here. I'm not going to be eating all of them, but yeah, it definitely has like a nutty taste, with that lovely creamy Lindor chocolate. You know, Lindor is very, very good. Joanna says, I'm wearing Vicante Mirabile and my dressing gown in a few nuts and dried fruit and just finished the hot chocolate. That sounds lovely. Sounds like you're having a lovely cozy evening in. And we have skin scents for fuzz pots in the house. Oh my god, pistachio is amazing. They used to have one with a whole nut inside and I miss it. And Joanna says, I love pistachio chocolate. Yeah, don't worry, there's more. There's more to come. So I'm going to show you now. Oh, I forgot to get the Moncheries. I think some of you might be familiar with the Moncheries. Let's show you these. So I picked these up today, and it's like a pick and mix. The company's called Venchi. Sorry for the noise. Venchu. So they're a little shop that I found, and it's all half the shop is sort of like pick and mix, and it tells you what each chocolate is. And of course I'm not going to remember what any of these are, but there's a few that are pistachio, and I did eat one already. I've got two, so I mean, sorry for the noise. So I already ate one of these. So this is pistachio chocolate, and actually the chocolate is green. So let me just undo. I'm not going to eat this now because I just ate one earlier, but let me show you. And it does remind me of eating pistachio ice cream. So it's just a really creamy pistachio flavoured chocolate, very sweet, almost like white chocolate, but with that pistachio flavour. So yeah, that's really nice. Em says, my favourite chocolates are by Vergani White Passion. They are white chocolate pistachio. Oh, it's lovely. I hope that bag is full to the brim. No, I've only eaten one, John. I just, you know, can't go too mad. Joanna says there's an amazing Italian brand called Venchi. This is what they are. This is Venchi. Does pistachio chocolate range. I have a branch in Milan Airport. Yeah, this is them. Venchi. Venchi? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Yeah, okay, so it looks like I picked a good one. So we're just gonna... God, this bag's so noisy. This one's called Caramel Panna Cotta. Who likes the sound of that? Caramel Panna Cotta. So we're gonna unwrap it, see what it looks like, and I'm gonna cut a bit off and eat it. So it's darker underneath. Right, let's have a knife here. This is madness, isn't it? Ooh. That's what it looks like inside. And it's all, the bit that I've cut off is all falling apart. So bear with me while I eat it. I can't believe I'm doing this. I've done it before though, didn't I, with cakes in Madeira. You lot seem to get more excited about food than perfume. We all do, don't we? I try not to make too many food noises. Okay. Very sweet, so very caramelly. Also feels like it might have some condensed milk in it. A bit like gypsy tart. Very, very, very sweet. Could be too sweet. I'm gonna wrap it back up. and we'll move on to the next one. Oh, imagine if I switched to doing this instead of perfume. How big would I get? See the problem, right? It's just so difficult to scroll. Skin Sense is drooling, and Christy's here. She says, howdy Claire. Hey Christy. Oh my god, I want to be there so much. I can almost smell them. Just shove it all in your gob. Come on Claire, we'll friends it. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll be sick. I've got a few here, you know. I can't eat them all. Christy's wearing patchouli leaves, which feels chocolatey in this weather. So, oh, on par for the video. Brilliant. I'm not going to hate any of these, John. So, sorry to disappoint, but it's not happening. Let's move on. That's noise. I took them all out. Do away with that noisy thing. Right then, what else do we have? Where should we go next? There's two. I picked up two of these, so I must have really liked the sound of them. They are pistachio again, so I think we'll save that for a minute. Looks like I've got two of the, oh no, Cremino Caramello Cold. This one, so it's the same colouring as this one, so the Caramello that I already tried, same colouring but different wrapping. Shall we try it? Look, I mean, look how beautiful that is, just like that. I mean, that is, I mean, these would make such a nice gift for yourself. Oh, yes. I can't get into it. Oh, is this torture for you all? Says, I recently managed to snag a pen spray of Lush Yuzu and Coca. Hang on. Oh, there you go. And I'm saving it for December. Terry's chocolate orange season. Oh, Yuzu and Coca. I've not heard of that one. Is it discontinued? I don't know your first name, sorry. Skin Sense. I'm terrible. Right, oh, look at this. Okay, so there. Christy says, it's not torture, I'm eating Kit Kat. The Creminos are my favourite, says Joanna. So look, that's that. I'm going to cut a bigger bit off, hopefully it doesn't shatter this time. It feels more like a fudge consistency. I don't think it is. So here we have. I think I like that better than the other one because it's got that dark chocolate in the middle, which stops it being too sweet. You can still taste the caramel, but it's not as caramelly. So it's just a bit more balanced. I think if you've got a really sweet tooth, then the bigger one. But that dark chocolate is stunning in there. Really nice. That's a really good one. Taste. I think there might be a little bit of salt. I remember one of them had some salt in it, and I think this might be it. I've got a little bit of salt on my tongue on the aftertaste. So that's a really nice one. I like that. So I'm going to pop that back in. I might have to get some of these as gifts. They're so nice. I have no sweet stuff in the house apart from yogurt, says Em. Oh, you're good. That's the way to go though. If sweet stuff's a problem, you just have to not buy it. But I can't do it 'cause sometimes I just desperately need something sweet. Joanna says, I think it's almond and white chocolate cream. Was that the one that you like? I might have that here. This one's called Cremino, but so it looks like the last one but a different colour. So we have a cream coloured background, and I do recall getting an almond one, at least one almond one. So we're gonna get this one open. This is fun. Em says, we bought biscuits end of last week and they're all gone now. If I open a packet of biscuits, it's unlikely that they'll last a day. So I try to avoid foods like that where you have, let's show you what it looks like, where you have a load. I rather buy in, if possible, individually packaged things, and then you're like more conscious, aren't you, of how much you're eating. Whereas if you just sit there with an open packet of biscuits, and yeah, it gets bad. It's like buying those big bags of family crisps. It's like, I probably will eat the whole lot. John says biscuits go stale after an hour. It's a fact. Okay, right, this is Joanna says, I think that's the white chocolate one. So I'm going to cut a little bit off here. Oh, see, look at that. Melted onto my fingers. I don't know what to say, it's so good. Okay, it's quite obviously quite sweet again. I couldn't tell you what the flavour should be. Could be a hazelnut cream. I think I might have picked one up that was a hazelnut cream based on the fact that I had this amazing dessert that was hazelnut flavoured the night before. It's reminding me a little bit of that. Your face says it all, Claire, I know. Who needs Italian men when you have Italian chocolate? Oh my god, that is stunning, that one. Yeah, so the cremino, which is with the cream background, that's a winner. I'm just going to cleanse my palette now. Has anyone gone and got some chocolate out the cupboard because of me? Let me know. I mean, I am an influencer. Right. Oh, let's pick this one, which I cannot remember. Pralina cannolo with ricotta. Oh yes, this wasn't. I think this one's got some bitter orange oil in it and ricotta. Pralina cannolo, and it's a dark chocolate. So here we go. Em says, I mean, I'm contemplating walking to the shops for chops. Christy says, I might have to get more. I had one little mini. Yeah, you need more. You definitely need more. Right, we're going for this big one here. I don't know how well this is gonna chop, but I could take a bite out of it, I guess. It might be easier. I'm just gonna take a bite out of this one. Orangey. I think there's a little bit of crispy bit in there. I'm not sure. I need to dig out a bit of this orange. Maybe a little bit of this fondant. Right. Don't put a knife in your mouth, Claire. That's pretty good. It's only subtly orange. It's not really full on orange. And then obviously you have that dark chocolate. So it's not as sweet as a lot of these other ones, but it's got an interesting layers of flavours in there. So it's not just pure chocolate and orange. And it felt like it might have had some little sugar crystals, or so this might be the one that has had biscuit in it. One of them had biscuit in. It might be these little crunchy bits, I think. So that might be bits of biscuit. But it's good anyway. It's definitely good. that one. We're making good progress here. Right, let's go back to a pistachio one. So I've got two of these. Put that one up there out of the way. It's another one of those Crimono. I really like the packaging of these. Wouldn't these be nice as in a Christmas cracker? My dad's just making Christmas crackers for, yeah, for Christmas, for his partner. They're going to his partner's family, and he specifically sources little gifts for everyone. And yeah, if you're someone who makes Christmas crackers, I mean, imagine that in your Christmas cracker. I think that would be really nice. And John says, get me some chocolate in. Chrissy, I found some dark chocolate with crushed pretzels and almonds. Perfect. Right, we're going into this one. So this is the Cremino pistachio. I don't know what it is about pistachio. I always gravitate towards it. Even though I don't actually eat nuts. I only eat nut flavoured things or crushed nuts randomly. Right, there we go then. These are good. These are nice and easy to cut. So there. That's what a little slice of it looks like. What colour is that? I don't think it's that green. It's sort of like almost caramelly colour really. Maybe with just a hint of green. Definitely pistachio. Very creamy. Really rich, but really good. Again, it's got that, feels like it could have condensed milk or something extra creamy in there. Really rich, lovely, but you couldn't have a lot unless you've got a really, really sweet tooth. When I was younger, I could put away a lot of sweet stuff. These days, whilst I love sweet stuff and I get sweet cravings, I just can't eat as much chocolate. I could have demolished all of these in my 20s, maybe even my early 30s, but now it's just not something I even want to do. So I have changed. It's like my perfume tastes have changed. I used to love all the sweet stuff. When I first discovered gourmands, my God, I wanted everything with all the sugar in it. And now I only want a little bit of sugar. So I used to have two sugars in my coffee. Now I have one sweetener. Okay, that was a really good one. The Cremino pistachio, really good. Let's face it, they're all going to be very, very good, aren't they? And Joanna says, I love nutty chocolate generally. Right, we've got a really pretty one here. I love the colour of it. I think it's hard to tell in this light. It looks a bit like a Tiffany blue. So it's another big one. Who likes a big one? So this one is, I don't know if it would say what it is. Oh, here we go. Mascarpone flavoured 3 layers cubotto with coffee. So we've got mascarpone and coffee. Oh, look. Look at that. So 3 different layers, they're different colours. That looks like dark chocolate. You've got this white one in the middle and then like a almost fudge coloured, toffee coloured top or bottom, depends which way up you have it. Then we've only got one left after that. Although I could get a Moncherie out of my bag. When I was hangry and I wasn't going to find a restaurant that quickly, I ended up going into a supermarket and I bought some Moncherie chocolate. Actually, I bought these when I was hangry as well. This is what happens, isn't it? When you're hungry or hangry, you buy ridiculous things. Oh, hang on. Oh, I nearly tipped you over, so I'm waving my knife at you. Oh God, what have I done? Right, sorry. Coffee chocolates are also elite, says M. Chrissy says, I wonder if World Market carries the brand. I don't know what World Market is. I'm going to chop a bit off. Oh, that one's, I'm going to chop another bit off because that's kind of like all broken up. Let's try it. Okay, it's not sticking together, it's breaking up, but I've got all the bits, so down the hatch. Instantly dark coffee, beautiful, sweet, rich, full on dark chocolate, dark coffee. Really good. I think the dark chocolate and the coffee make this not as sweet. It's probably the least sickeningly sweet out of all of them because of the two elements of like dark bitterness, dark chocolate and coffee, and you've only got that small bit. Actually, I can eat that one. Let's just try that on its own. So this is the bit that fell off the first cut. So that's a little bit like eating the frosting of a carrot cake, maybe, or the frosting of a cake. So on its own, very, very sweet, mixed in with the two darker elements. Perfect. Really, really good. I feel like I've actually got teacher breath now. All teachers always, no offense to our friend Andreas, all teachers have had, from my memory, really bad coffee breath. And I feel like I've got that now. I do have one more. Okay, that was really good. I got one more little one. Jeanne Due number 3. So, there. I can't remember what this is. Jeanne Due is that like nutty chocolate, isn't it? So that's what it looks like. And we'll just chop a little bit off. And I definitely have had enough chocolate now, I think. Oh. This is so good. Like there's a hint of cherry or something. There's a fruitiness in here. It's very, like, it's completely smooth. You can just suck on it. Don't be rude. You can just suck on it and it will eventually go away. No bits, nothing. Very smooth, creamy consistency, but a fruitiness that feels a little bit like there's some cherry added. And I don't remember picking anything up with cherry, so I'll have to look it up later. But it's called the Jeanne Due number 3, and it does come in a pink packaging, which suggests it could be some sort of pink fruit mixed in there. Doesn't taste boozy. Yeah, really, really nice. Oh my god, they're amazing. And that is me all chocolated out for sure. I've got sticky fingers. So that's how we clean them. Who's still with me? Oh, I haven't seen any comments. Joanna says we're fortunate in Europe to have these luxury brands. Yeah, although it's a big temptation though. Should we go back to perfume? So, what did I smell today? I smelled a few things. I went to So because of Maddie, vegan perfume girl, I'm sure everyone knows who Maddie is. I feel like getting comfy. Vegan perfume girl. She shared a while ago about a brand that she discovered because of the lady that does the perfume talks around London. I've forgotten her name. I have met her before. She had shared on her feed about this shop in Florence. I've forgotten what it's called. Spezia. It's a little short distance from Ponte Vecchio Bridge. Excuse me. And it's called Spezia something, but it used to be Perfumery Firenze. Olga, that's it. Yes, Olga. Thank you. Who was that? Oh, John. Thank you, John. So it was Olga that shared about it. Then Maddie saw it and ordered samples, and then Maddie shared it, and that's when I spied it and thought, well, I'm going to Florence, I should try and check them out. Basically, it's the brand that used to go by the name Perfumery Firenze. It looks like they've rebranded. I don't know, because I think there's another. I don't know why. So I'm not going to bother speculating. Because I remember I used to have Ambre del Nepal from them, which was a really gorgeous resinous vanilla, really lovely, very benzoin-y from memory. So I used to have that, and I also had one called Frangipani e Coco, so coconut and frangipan. Quite simplistic but very pretty. I think I gave that to my mum. I could be wrong. I might have just given it away, sold it, whatever, I can't remember. But they do make really nice perfumes. And so I was in there, I spent quite a lot of time spraying everything. I tried to find Maddie's feed to find the ones that she's spoken about that she likes. And I was always going to try the violet one anyway. So it's called Bosco Violetta. And I had that one here. And it's madness what happened on my skin with that fragrance. I haven't looked up the notes. To me, it was a green violet. So like a Parma violet, but with also green stuff as well. Maybe violet leaf, maybe some other green elements. So to me, it was a bit too green for my taste. But what happened hours and hours later, I could never have predicted. It turned into leather on my skin. And I've ended up scrubbing it. It's pretty much gone now. It was hours and hours ago. But it was quite a soft leather, quite a nice leather. But for me, it was just really was pure leather, maybe with a hint of violet. But it's weird. I was not expecting it. And then on this hand was the one that sounds like talc, delicate talc or talco delicatano or something like that, which is still there. So it's in the same region as Tente Neige, so really lovely. Maybe was a touch too powdery for me. Definitely one of those makeup type fragrance, talcum powder, makeup, irisy, rice powdery, slightly floral, yeah, boudoir kind of scent. And yes, still there even now, really soft and delicate, lovely. Not something I need in my life, but very, very nice. And then what else? I try, oh yes, Hara, I think it's called. It's Hara or something similar to Hara. We had notes of white flowers and vanilla were the main notes, and it really, yeah, still there now. It reminds me of, I think I also had one from the same brand. It was either the Madagascar vanilla. I think it was the Madagascar vanilla. But it also might be reminding me of Ambre del Nepal. Either way, it smells like a variation on a fragrance I used to have by them. One of those, but with this additional white flowers. Really nice, but not quite for me these days. I think I just err away. It's quite heavy on the amber, and I kind of err away these days from too much amber. I never used to, but I do now. It's like if anything's really heavy on the vanilla, I seem to err away from it these days. Skin Sense says, what a fabulous way to spend a day. Yes, absolutely. I mean, and look how I've ended it with like stuffing chockies in my face. So what else? Yeah, so I talked about the perfume shop that they just stared at me. I went into a few perfume shops, like, but not anything special type shops. They were just a mixture of a few niche things amongst a lot of designer things. I did try some perfumes from a Florence brand. She tried to tell me with the name of the brand and I couldn't get it. And the fragrance I liked was called Althea, something like that. So she sprayed that. It was one of those where you walk in and she couldn't stop saying stuff. And you know, you're like, I'm okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, thank you. And I thought, if she says one more thing to me, I'm just gonna leave. And then she said, let me just show you this Florence brand, this local Florence brand. And I thought, you know what? I will actually try this local Florence brand. And actually the first one that we sprayed, I said, what have you got anything with iris? There was only about 3 or 4 fragrances. I said, have you got one with iris? And so that was the first one she showed me. It's still actually got a little bit of scent. It was a lighter, delicate, floral, I don't know really how to describe it. It wasn't particularly intense, but it was very nice. But this smells, I don't know. It's nice. It smells a little bit green. Almost like it's a little bit herbal, but very nice. I think it was a bit citrusy as well, but I don't need it in my life. So yes, so I actually did let her show me all of those perfumes, and then I made my excuses and left. That's the thing I hate, is when shop assistants just won't leave you alone. Like, just get the hint. I just want to smell on my own terms, my own time. It's not doing anyone any harm. I've no ill intentions. You know, you never know. I might even buy something, probably not, but you never know. Joanna says, this is lovely. I'm going to pray my rosary while listening to you because it's nearly bedtime. Oh, thank you, Joanna. Sales assistant's too keen for the sale. Yeah, I don't think they realise that they scare people off. It just, I just find it really off-putting, especially because I know more than most of them. And I say that, but I mean, we all do, don't we? Because we're so into it. You know, I can walk into a shop and I've pretty much tried the majority of fragrances in there. And, you know, and they'll sort of, if they start spewing bollocks at me, then they're in trouble. I'm ready for them. But yeah, it does drive me a little bit crazy. I'm just trying to think, where else have I been? I saw this amazing cathedral, and I don't know what it's called today. And there's this amazing square with this beautiful cathedral that's got like pale colours all over it, huge, and then all these statues. Someone will know what that is. It's going to be a massively famous landmark. So yeah, that was nice, and I got hit on by a very young man. He scared me at first, but when I was in Turkey, I had a stalker. He actually, this weird guy followed me on 3 occasions, and he scared the shit out of me. I got quite paranoid. So when this guy approached me and I was trying to take a photo of the cathedral, and he was only, I reckon he was probably only 30 or something. Italian chap, perfectly nice looking, and he started chatting to me, and initially I was like, oh my god, because I still felt a bit paranoid from my experience in Turkey, but he was perfectly nice. He wasn't pushy or anything. But then he sort of asked a lot of questions, and then he asked if I was here alone, and I thought, right, no, I've learnt my lesson, and from now on I tell men that my boyfriend's shopping or whatever. So that's what I did. And then he made his excuses, said nice to meet you, and off he went. But I'm quite flattered. even so. Chrissy says, I've only been to Florence once and the steak was phenomenal. Yeah, it seems to be a thing, a Florentine steak. And also Florentine leather. So obviously the two are somewhat connected, I guess. And yeah, I've been eyeing up some. I kind of need a backpack because I didn't have checked luggage when I came here, but I have got checked luggage to go home. And I've only got a little tote bag, a little canvas tote bag, which I've been toting around with me. Sort of like, when I, if I have a bit in it, if I want to take my big camera out, it like hurts my shoulder. And I don't actually have a backpack at home because the last one sort of was breaking and I threw it away. So I've been eyeing up, there's a fly trying to eat my chocolate. I've been eyeing up these beautiful leather backpacks in like a really rustic sort of natural kind of look. The first one I looked at in a shop, and it didn't look like a particularly designer shop, but it was a pure just leather. And I was like, oh, I really like this one. How much is it? And it was 235 euros. It's like, oh, I wasn't really meaning to spend that much money. Then he sort of dropped the price quite a lot, but still more than I was hoping to spend. And then I saw a very similar bag in the market. It started at nearly 200 euros, dropped it down to 110, and I'm sort of toying with the idea because I'd like, sorry, I'm just trying to clean, I don't know why it looks so cloudy. Toying with the idea because if I have a backpack I can carry, because my suitcase is absolutely rammed, my cabin bag, but it's the biggest size you can take on a plane, but it's absolutely rammed as it is because I've come away for 10 days in 3 different locations. And or more than that really. So it was Pisa and Florence is the same climate, isn't it? But I was Nottingham, Dublin, Italy, and I wanted to bring more than obviously 1 pair of shoes and more than 1 pair of jeans, and so yeah, it's absolutely ramo. So I'm considering treating myself to Florentine leather bag, because yeah, they do look quite nice. I've just got to shop around, I think, but yeah, we shall see, we shall see. Em says, I just tell them to stop talking to me and go away. I'm very rude there. My problem is I spent my life as a people pleaser. It's very unnatural for me to be rude, even though I might feel it. So now I've kind of learned things I can do and say that have the same effect as telling. I mean, obviously, if someone's rude and won't take no for an answer, then I'll be rude and tell them to bugger off. But yeah, if they're not actually being rude to start with, but I sense that they might become a nuisance, then now I would say I'm waiting for my husband or whatever. So yeah, but that definitely felt like, it's just a nice boy, probably just trying his luck. I didn't get the sense that he was gonna murder me or anything, so that was nice. Turkey was a bit different. John says, I'm sure Primark has some for 20 quid, Claire. Christy says, get it. Oh. Christy's the only regret I had from my Italy visit was not buying a bag or shoes. Oh, Christy, I don't need much. I really don't need much persuasion. Dusan is here. Hello, what's up in Venice? It's not Venice, it's Florence. It was Pisa. I was in Pisa and now I'm in Florence. And Dusan says, man of the day, Galileo Galilei. I'm really bad at history, sorry. Christy says, hello friends. Hey Christy, by the way. Hello friends, I'm going to Rome, Florence, Siena and Venice in April. Give me all the tips. Oh Christy, amazing. I've only seen Pisa and Florence. I've heard Siena's nice. I was looking on the map, it's not far from here. I thought about visiting, but I can't be asked. yeah, that'll be a nice trip. All the tips, basically, go when you're in Florence, get some chocolate from Vinci. I mean, I've made a bit of a mess here. The chocolate's good. The chocolate's good for sure. And the vodka's alright for €7. I don't think you're going to be that interested, but yeah, that was a bargain. I honestly can't get a drink in a Florence bar or restaurant for less than the price of that whole bottle of vodka. So yeah, there's that. Oh, here's one that's still wrapped, just so you can see how beautiful it is. That's one of the pistachio ones, and then they're in layers. You've got like 3 different colours. Yeah, they're really good. Quite sickly though if you try and taste them all. Yes, I think I've really told you about all the perfumes I smell. I met a lovely girl today while I was having my beer. I finished my mediocre pizza and I was having my beer, and a girl on another table was drinking a glass of wine, and she's asked for the time, and she's from Holland, and her name is Bo, and we got chatting about perfume. She's not mega into it, but she kind of, I feel like she is. And we got chatting. She's added me on Instagram, and it was actually really nice, you know, just to have a chat to someone who's not into it but probably is really. So that was really, like, you know, it was a fun sort of 15-minute chat. I say that because she asked me what my favourite fragrances are, my go-to at the moment, and I mentioned this one because obviously I'm crazy about Unspoken Musk from Francesca Bianchi, and so she looked up Francesca Bianchi on Instagram, added her account as well, so that was kind of fun. And she gave me a recommendation for a place to go called Aquaflor. So I'm going to go find that tomorrow. I'm going to go to the Uffizi Gallery. I've got an appointment, or you have to book your time slot to go. So I've got that at 11. And then after that, I think I'm going to go and find this Aquaflor place, which is apparently a bit like Santa Maria Novella, or maybe Perfumi Firenze, in that it's a bit apothecary, but perfumes. And it looks amazing. The reviews on TripAdvisor sounds really lovely. So apparently they do really amazing home fragrances. Bo said her family have a rental home, and they sent it with the stuff from Aquaflor. And I read on one of the TripAdvisor reviews that they smelt the fragrances in a hotel. So a hotel were using their products to fragrance a hotel, and they had to come to the shop to buy the stuff. So it sounds like it's quite nice stuff. So I thought I would go and check that out. I think they do incense, so I might buy some incense while I'm here. I do like my incense. But yeah, I'm tempted now to buy a bag. Now Christy's telling me to do it. Dusan says Uffizi is a temple for the human soul. So beautiful. Okay, great. Yeah, I don't know what it was I saw today. There were all these statues, and a lot of statues of like men, I guess they were gods, fighting people, sort of like having people in headlocks, someone beheading someone. But amazing stuff, absolutely amazing. I didn't have to pay to go in. I only went in slightly into a building. Honestly, I should have checked where I was. Definitely like a huge landmark in Florence, but I'm just not good at that sort of stuff. But yeah, I've got, with my Uffizi entry, I've got some entry into a few other sites, but I can't remember what they are. But they're all things I don't have to book, so I have to. The Uffizi is going to be the first port of call, and then I've got entry into all the sort of 2 or 3 other places as well. So that's good. That will make me do some culture vulturing, because otherwise I can very easily, when I go to big cities, I can very easily just do perfume, food, drink, wandering, and not really go into like the museums and the galleries and stuff. And I need to do a little bit of that. Christy says, disturbing. Do you need to talk about those statues before you go to bed? Prevent nightmares and all. Oh, yeah, I mean, I think because they're so otherworldly, I mean, if they looked like real, if they looked like real humans, or you know what I mean, if they looked more modern day, then maybe that would be a bit disturbing. I think I saw David. It's David, isn't it? And it's like naked men. Like, do you know what occurred to me? Well, it didn't occur to me, but I was there's some of these statues of naked men. They're big gods. You know, they're obviously big gods. They've got little willies. Like, and I don't know. I think if gods are allowed little willies, then you know, I think men should be given a pass on that as well. You know, we need to. David is called the Mister of the World. Okay, I should probably learn some stuff. I know that there's a lot here to do with the Renaissance painters, and I do enjoy that that era of art. So I think I'll enjoy that. Yeah, this place I went into with the statues had, I guess it was a big church or cathedral. You could step inside and all the ceilings were painted, all the walls were painted, and it's all pastel colours, rainbow colours, almost like they'd been chalk, like pastel, you know, like pastels, like you can make art with pastels, almost like that. I mean, obviously it's not, because it wouldn't last, but it looks like that almost watercolour effect. So yeah, but I don't know where that was. I'm so useless with history and geography. But yeah, I think I'm probably done. We've done over an hour. I've eaten chocolate, I've drunk some vodka, and I feel like we've had a good catch up. So I'm going to leave it there, and I am going to make another vlog. If you haven't seen my vlog on Pisa and Dublin, do go and have a look at it if you can, because I'm quite proud of it. I feel like it's quite a nice video, but it's not one that's going to generate a lot of views. But if you have the time, it's nearly half an hour, that's going to put people off. But if you got, you know, if you've got like a stack of dishes to wash, some ironing to do, please put it on and have a look. You see a little bit of Pisa, you see a little bit of my dad fooling around with a wind-up toy or a battery-operated, not that sort of toy. I think it's a small dog, and a bit of perfume talk and stuff. So yeah, go and have a watch. Also, if you liked this stream, then click the like button. That's always nice. And I will just check my last comments before I say a final goodbye. And I probably need to look up David, Mister of the World. Cheers John, cheers Suzanne, cheers cheers Christy. Thank you. And thank you Joanna. Thank you to everyone who has come along, commented and got involved, and we'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye.